Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Metroid Prime. This is episode number 24, and in this episode we're going to be heading back to the Phendrana Drifts area to pick up a bunch of collectibles, because we have at least one energy tank, several, if not many, missile expansions to get, a power bomb expansion, and also a Chozo artifact or two, and by that I mean there's at least two that are here, so we have our work cut out for us. It's probably going to take 2 episodes, but I'm just going to see how it goes here. But I'm thinking this will bleed over into and through most of episode 25 as well. I was thinking about doing it all in one episode, but that just would make for a 45-minute episode, so we're going to skip that and we'll split it up. Nonetheless, once we get off the elevator there, the spider ball track behind the elevator is where we want to go. And we can now break open the ice casing that's right front and center there. And we can grab an energy tank as a result. And continue on through to the next room, which is a room we've actually already been into. It's called the Frozen Pike. And like I said, we've been in here before. It's just that we haven't taken that entrance that we just walked through yet. So we're just at the top of the room, and it looks like where we want to go is right there. So let's take a gander. There are flying pirates in here, so I should probably go fast. And I didn't escape without getting hit, but that's okay. Oh well. Alright, so this is actually the research portion of Phendrana Drifts, and that's actually not where we want to go, so I should probably turn around here and head back. Alright. We actually want to be underwater, so looks like I found the correct way to go here. And this is the door that we want, so now we're actually headed in the right direction, finally, yay! Alright, so the first thing we want to do is get out of this water after going through the door. And we are in a room called Phendrana's Edge, and we've been here before as well. And it appears as though there's nothing in here. It's kind of weird because the 2 doors are low in the room, but the room continues much higher than what the doors indicate. So it's kind of obvious that there's got to be something here. The room wouldn't be that big if there's nothing at the top. So what we're going to do is start by climbing the room. And once we get to this little area here, we can now see the grapple points on the ceiling or on the bottom of these platforms, and we can use that to traverse the rest of the room. Now we can reach these floating platforms here, and this will take us up to the very top of the room, even past where the grapple points were. Bam! Alright, we are in business. Now, I'm guessing I have to jump up there. Hopefully I can make that. Okay, that wasn't as high as I thought it was. Alright, now, as you can see, we're going to be headed towards that platform across the way. In order to get there, though, we're going to have to use this manta ray as a grappling point. And it doesn't really matter where you stop him. You can pretty much reach the other side either way. But once we use the morph ball and guide ourselves through, we are going to reach a power bomb expansion. So this is actually a pretty easy one to get. It's just a matter of doing a little exploring. But yeah, now our power bomb carrying capacity is increased by 1. Sweet. And it doesn't appear as though there's anything else in this room, so we're going to head right on back and just fall all the way down and back underwater. Why not? But I actually don't think that's the door I wanted to take, so I'm going to head back up out of the water again. And we'll head back up to the wave beam door that's at the end of these platforms. There it is. Okay. So we're not doing too bad so far. 5 minutes in, we already have an energy tank and a power bomb expansion, so not too bad at all. This tunnel's never ending. There we go. Alright, what is this? I see flying pirates. I love that. I can just incinerate them with a charged plasma beam shot. That's just freaking awesome. We're getting high levels of Phazon found. And that's going to be back in the Phazon Mines, so this is where we actually need to go, so that helps us. It's called the Elite Quarters, and it's saying that unique Phazon has been detected. We're not going to be heading back there for a while, so we can pretty much ignore that. But, oh well, that'll be eventually our next storyline destination. But, yeah, alright, so now what are we doing in here? We're actually going to be looking for this missile expansion right here, so we need to find a way to get it out of the ice. And the best way to go about doing that is to use this manta ray guy right here, grapple beam across to this area, and now we can jump up to this top platform. And this is important because this is the only place in the room where you can see this stalactite. Then you can shoot it with a missile. From anywhere else in the room, you're not going to be able to lock onto it, so you need to be on that platform. Nonetheless, once you do that, it'll break a hole in the ice, and that's going to allow us to get into the frozen water down here. And where the hell is the expansion? There it is. Alright, crap. Get up there, Samus. There we go. And there we go. Missile expansion. Yay. Alright. We are back kind of sort of in business here. We are in the gravity chamber. And if you remember correctly, this is where we picked up our gravity suit a while ago. Or at least it seems like it was a while ago. And we're back here because of actually an item that we can get above water. So the first thing you want to do is take out these annoying Bamus. I'm seeing more enemies on my radar, but that just may be the underwater enemies. So looks like I'm okay for now. There's only the 2 Bamus. Alright, so there is a wave beam door up here, and this just is another way out, basically. But what you're going to want to look at is this right here. This giant ice thingy. The ice of this stalactite contains many different types of minerals. One of the minerals detected in the ice structure appears to be a volatile form of volcanic rock. This rock makes the formation incredibly strong against tremors and concussive blasts like missiles, but it will become unstable if heat is introduced. So all you need to do is shoot it with the plasma beam, and a grapple beam point is now available for us. So let's get up there if we can. We can barely reach that, but it doesn't look like there's anything to swing to. If you look to the left, however, there is a missile expansion, and we can just barely get ourselves over there and grab it. So there we go, another missile expansion. Alrighty, we are back in the room where we fought the boss here that gave us the spider ball, and the first thing I wanted to do here was scan the grapple beam thing, because for some reason the other grapple beam areas could not be scanned, but this one can. So it is a log in your research book, so it's important that you scan it, especially if you're looking to get 100% for scans and whatnot. Alright, so it's the quarantine cave, and we can use the grapple beam to swing on over to this little morph ball area. And once we get to the end of the tunnel, we can pick up a missile expansion. Note that there is a Sheegoth down at the bottom of this room, so I just wanted to make sure that there's nothing to be scanned in here before I leave. I don't want to miss any research data or pirate data or anything like that. So while we're here, we might as well kill what's-his-face, the Sheegoth guy. And I have the plasma beam, so the cool part about that is that you can just continue to shoot him, and his little energy absorbing features won't work on the plasma beam because he's weak to heat, and he goes down. Alright, we are actually back in the research section now, and this is the tower. And the reason that we're here is because there is a Chozo artifact in that building right there. So jump into this little tower area, and I guess I can't blow that up. I think I'm gonna have to. But if you look through the window here, you can see a little thing that can be scanned. There's a large fuel cell attached to the base of this tower. Energy readings detect rapid fluctuations in power levels. The radion-based outer casing of the structure appears damaged and unstable, and radion can be destroyed by super missiles, so that's what we're going to do. And the first super missile will blow up that box, and now we can shoot out of the window, and that'll blow up a fuel cell and basically just tip the building over, destroy the wall and everything, and we now have an access point to get underneath via morph ball. So let's head out and do that. Note that there are flying pirates in here that you do have to fight every time you come in here. I already took them out. It's pretty easy as long as you have the ice beam or plasma beam. Nonetheless, alright, let's head in here with the morph ball, and what's going on? There we go. Alright, and that leads us right out to a Chozo artifact. And this artifact is the Artifact of Elder. And we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 12. So we're almost halfway there. Kind of. It's a long process. Okay, so how in the world do we get out of here? I'm assuming we go back through here. No, it doesn't look like we can get up there. Okay, so there has to be another way out of here. And it doesn't appear as though it's over here. So let's go back where the artifact was. Can we go up here? We can! Awesome. Alright, so get back into morph ball mode. And you can jump up with the bomb and head through the little tunnel area. And back into the main room. So that was fun. But it's time to move on now. Okay, so we are in the Chozo Ice Temple. And if you remember correctly, this little statue here was... I mentioned that we could do something with it last time we were here, but we weren't able to. So now that we have the plasma beam, we can melt the ice there and jump into the hands of the Chozo statue. And that opens up an area underneath where we can head through with the morph ball and get another Chozo artifact. And this is the Artifact of Sun. So now we have half of the artifacts in the game. 6. Right? 1, something like that. If I counted correctly. Oh well. Alright. So we're in the East Ruins. Phendrana Ruins-ish. Forget the name of the room in particular. But anyway, there are a couple of missile expansions in this room. So looking for the first one. And it's going to be up this spider bell track right here. And you don't have to do anything special, it's just about finding the spider bell track, and once you do, you can take it right to the missile expansion. And there you go, there's nothing really else to it, so that's pretty awesome. Moving on. In the same room, the other missile expansion is on the ground, and it's a little bit more difficult to find, but it's kind of hiding in this corner over here. And it's just hanging out behind this little ice casing, so we can just blow it up with a plasma beam shot, and there we go. Another missile expansion. Okay, so we've been in this room before, and as you can see, where the grapple beam areas are, there's actually a hidden door behind the wall that can only be seen with the thermal visor. So now we're going to head down there and try to get to that door. And it doesn't appear as though it's made of any type of particular element. So I'm just going to use a power bomb, and that'll destroy the door, or not destroy the door, but destroy the rocks around the door. We're in Fendrana's Edge, by the way. We were here earlier. And it's a plasma beam door, and that leads us right to another Chozo artifact. So that's, what, 3 Chozo artifacts in this episode already? That's pretty cool. So this is the Artifact of Spirit. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts is what we have so far. So we are definitely getting there. We're more than halfway. And we get 1 freebie too, basically, when we get to the impact crater, but that's later. Alright, we're done with Fendrana for now. We are back in the Talon overworld, and this is the Root Cave. And we have a little bit of business to do here. Now that we have the plasma beam, if you remember correctly, there is a very visible plasma beam door on the map that's at the very top of this room that I mentioned the last time we were here, or maybe the first time we were here. We've been here a couple of times. Oh yes, I know, Mr. Map. We have to go find the high levels of Phazon. It's in the Phazon Mines, blah 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 blah. We don't want to go there now though, we're busy. We've got stuff to do. Alright, so I know I missed maybe one or two things in Phendrana, and I just couldn't think of where they were at this point. So I decided to come here because I knew there was something to get here. So I wanted to do that instead. And I'll head back either next time or in one of the ensuing episodes to pick up the rest of the items that we missed. It's not many, but I know there is some. Nonetheless, let's focus on getting to that plasma beam door here. And then we can probably call it an episode. So let's take the grapple beam point right here, and this will lead us over to where the zoomer was. There we go. Oh, I barely made that. Alright, so these little red guys can only be destroyed with missiles, so keep that in mind. Don't just shoot them. These flower thingies are very easy to destroy as long as you have the plasma beam. You can also freeze them, so there's that. But you shouldn't even be heading up this high if you don't have the plasma beam. It won't do you any good. So once you get to this platform here, turn on your X-ray visor, and as you can see, there are some hidden platforms here. And they're pretty easy to jump onto. And that'll give you access to this area up here. And as you can see, there was the plasma beam door off in the distance there. So turn the X-ray visor back on, and we've got some more invisible platforms to take a look at, and an invisible-ish area where this missile expansion is located. You can just jump right to it. And you can jump back down to that platform there. And it looks like we're going to have to make that jump to that area where the plasma beam door is, but crap, that looks a little bit far. I don't know if I'm going to make that jump, and I really don't want to have to climb up again. Ah, crap. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to climb back up again. At least I didn't fall all the way down to the bottom. That is a difficult jump to make, and by how close we were, it looks like that's what we're going to have to do. It doesn't look like there's any other platforms to jump on. We're just going to have to make it. So we're just going to have to time it correctly, I guess. That's what it comes down to. And making full use of the platform that we're on as well. Alright, I have a little bit of room here. And yes, barely, but we made it. And all of that is just for this singular missile expansion, and that's it. But I guess it was worth it because in this area we got 2 missile expansions, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Alright, well that's actually all I wanted to do in this episode, so we're actually going to call it an episode here. I'm going to head back to my ship to save, and we will go from there in the next episode. But thank you very much for watching, everyone, and please stay tuned for episode number 25. Game on!